I want to go right into watching your film, which is called Police State, right?
Yes, I came to the country, to the United States in 1978 as a teenager, and I was exhilarated by American freedom, opportunity, but also these unalienable rights. And there they are in the Bill of Rights, freedom of speech, freedom of conscience, right to assemble, right to petition the government for grievances, equal rights, equal justice under the law. And so here we fast forward to now, and I realize suddenly, whoa, all these rights have come into jeopardy. And the pretext might vary. It's 9/11, it's due to COVID, it's due to January 6th. But whatever the rationale, the movement is in the same direction toward the extinguishing of our liberties. And that's why the startling question, which really I couldn't have asked 10 years ago, are we becoming a police state? That's the theme of the film.
Well, I love the film, I wanted to say, because, and I want to thank you for giving us a cohesive timeline, because I think that that's very much missing, and I think that it's missing on purpose, because they don't give us the, what's the word, Jake, when things go in a certain order?
It's sequential.
Sequential, yeah. We don't have a sequential memory of how things start slowly and then keep going in small steps. And you have made that very clear in the movie, and I think it's very needed for people in order to wake them up so they see how their rights are being eroded and how dangerous that is.
Yeah, this police state has a genealogy, a storyline. It has a starting point, and I was trying to think about where that starting point was. I had to research this for the film. Does it go back to like Watergate? Does it go back to the days of J. Edgar Hoover, who was kind of a freak, and liked to keep secret files on people, Martin Luther King and other people? Does it go back to Ruby Ridge and Waco, those incidents from the 1990s, one under Bush, one under Bill Clinton? And I think the real turning point is the years of George W. Bush after 9/11. And this is a little awkward to say, because although the police state is being driven by the left today, it has bipartisan roots.
Right.
Because after 9/11, there were many people, I'm sorry to say me included, who said, okay, we got these bad guys, these Islamic terrorists, they want to kill us. We're going to have to give the government these enhanced powers. And there were people then who warned, Ron Paul being one of them,
Yeah.
and others, don't do that. Don't give the government this kind of power. It will be used against American citizens. It'll be used against you. And we were like, nah, that's not going to happen. But it did happen. Yeah. And I think it started under Obama, the retooling, the reshifting of the police state toward political opponents. And it's now escalated dramatically under Biden.
Yeah, it is terrifying, isn't it? I mean, it is terrifying. And I like that you went into so much of that, who's being targeted. Certainly not the number of millions of people who are pouring across the border unvetted, to make up the population of 3 states, they say. Certainly not them, but the target is Catholics who believe you shouldn't, abort. They're pro-life. And you show a lot of that, the pro-life movement, people who are specifically, aghast over the Democrat idea, in New York especially, of making it legal to abort babies after they're born alive, or up until the time they take their first breath. People are aghast at that.
Yeah, I wanted to show that the police state is not simply Trump.
Right.
Because there are going to be guys who go, well, I'm not Trump, Dinesh, and I didn't go in the Capitol on January 6th, and I pay my taxes. I'm a good guy, so I don't have anything to worry about. The police state is never coming after me. I'm never going to hear the FBI battering ram or the helicopter over my lawn. And I'm like, don't be so sure, because there are a lot of ordinary people, some of them school board, moms who go to school board meetings because they don't like what their kids are getting in school. and they discover that they're being watched. They end up on these lists. People who went to Washington, D.C. around January 6th, but they didn't go to the Trump rally. They didn't go in the Capitol. And they're on a watch list, and there are federal marshals following them around to this day. So all this kind of craziness is in the movie. And I think the left is a little startled because they can't challenge it. It's all going on. There's not a single fact in the movie that's even open to dispute. And so I think the movie has a very unnerving experience about people who are still, and many Republicans, many conservatives, still think, we're living in a free society. Don't get too excited. We have nothing to really worry about. The pendulum swings over here, but it's going to swing back. Well, no. Sometimes pendulums don't swing back. They swing this way and they stay there. And it takes a horrible set of circumstances, catastrophic war in the case of the Nazis, the implosion of a whole society in the case of the Soviet Union, and only then do you get change.